Hello, it's Tuesday. Monday was a good day. Monday we just had a 2,200 yard swim yesterday. Was definitely tired, fatigued from the little brick workout on Sunday, but it was a good day. I mentioned in the last video how I needed to work on my car and update some things. That's what I was doing yesterday because I didn't have to go into work that day. Lucky, unlucky, whatever you want to say, but that ended up taking me the entire day. So I started that, I got back from the swim, I ate, and then I went right to my car, which I probably got out there around 11-ish, 11 something. And then I was out there until 8 or 9 o'clock, I don't remember. Supposed to be a quick thing, it never is. So, yeah, a lot of issues coming up with that thing. Some my fault, some just the way of the world. So, yeah, that's a whole nother issue. But that's not what we're here to talk about. I have a 2.5 hour ride into a 6 mile run, or an hour and a half ride, 6 mile run. So we got a brick workout today. I am 7 minutes and 38 seconds into it. Got a coaching call right after this. And then, no wait, I need to turn my watch on. I always use to turn my watch on so I can just see my heart rate. This thing's doing its own thing. Just put it on indoor cycle. Speaking of watches, I wanted to get a Garmin watch. Meaning like I would try to sell this watch. And then I have another watch I got. I don't ever wear it. It's like one of the fancy watches. Flashy, fancy ones. Not really into that too much. Like sort of, like I do think they look nice. But I don't know. It's just not really my thing that much. Maybe I'd wear it more if I actually bought it. But I'm thinking about trying to sell those and then just get a Garmin. This Apple Watch, when I bought it, was like $400 some. It's about the price of the Garmin that I'm looking at. I was like, dang, I should have just bought the Garmin. But I've had this Apple Watch for about a year. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yesterday was one of those days where I was just like almost in disbelief of everything that's going on. And I don't really mean that in a good way. It's just like, what the fuck? I don't want to complain. And everything roots back to me, like it's all my decisions and stuff. And I respect and accept that. But I was just like, god damn. Like issue after issue with my car, I was like, what the fuck? And then I was under there, found another issue, and then I found another issue. I was like, what the fuck? And they're all like, I mean, they're not like little things. So I was like, I'm just gonna drive this thing off a cliff. I don't know. And then, yeah, I don't know, it's just like, wow. I feel like a homeless man. I might as well go out there with my homeless buddies because I'm no goddamn different. But that's where I got the daily read from. When I was out there yesterday, there'd be cool breezes periodically. And it came over me at one point where it was like just this weird sensation of hope. And I know that you can't just stop. You can't just not keep going. You can't stagnate. Getting out of bed this morning was hard. Those thoughts kind of carry over into the next day. But you can't just not move. You can't not do things. You have to keep moving. Because if I was still laying in bed right now, I'd feel 10 times worse than I do right now. And I know that. And even though I can't get out of bed right away, part of that, I just got to bed late because I was working on my car all night. And I didn't eat it all during the day, so I needed to get some food in me as well. And I needed to edit and do some daily doodle stuff, but so I fell behind on a lot of stuff because of my car, but whatever, yeah, whatever. All I'm trying to say is, like, you can't stagnate. You can pivot, change directions, and I kind of am formulating a plan within my head. My lease in this place ends in May. I'm definitely not staying in Tampa, I know that for a fact. Unless like something crazy happens for me to stay. But I don't know, I really don't have any reason to stay here. I don't not like Tampa, but I don't really like living in a city. Like, it's not really my thing. Where I go, I don't know. I mean, I just do a little place in more beachy in Florida. The idea that comes to my mind is like doing Airbnbs would be really cool to kind of bounce around for a little bit. And I could go like visit people and, you know, something. I'm like weird. I don't know. There's something about me that's just off. It definitely roots back to just how I grew up in some cope or defense mechanism I've created where it's like, oh, I don't need help, I don't need people around me. No, you can't do life alone, nor why would you want to? So I'm kind of just like fucked up. I don't know. Just always pushing people away, and I don't know, I'm like messed up. So there's that too. Yeah, and then going back to the daily doodle, it's a big thought dump. I'm all over the place. But I was out there yesterday, again, hours on end, finding two brand new issues that are not small. And then it's like those just little cherries on top of everything else. Again, all my decisions. But then you just get this delusional sense of like hope. I don't know. And I say delusional because there's no grounding in it. And then it makes you think like I'm crazy. Like am I just fucking crazy? Like this is where I mentioned on my story not too long ago where I was like, am I just an idiot? Now I typically use some more choice words, but for the camera I won't say them. But I'm like, am I just crazy? Like, am I actually crazy? I don't know. And another thought I'll think is like, is this the price you have to pay to get the things you want? And if that's the case, then sure, I'll keep kicking me fucking when I'm down. And even that alone, it's like some victim's mentality. Like, who am I to say that? Like, grow the fuck up. But is that the price you have to pay to get the things you want? Because I'll be honest, since I've been in Florida, I feel like everything's just been crumbling. I don't know. It's just like nothing seems to go like well. Maybe that's because it's just me making decisions. I guess I'm just not really good at it. I don't really know. I feel like it started with that job that I moved down here for. Because like, as much as I'm kind of talking shit right now, I still don't wish I was at that job. Like, I'm glad I'm not there. And that always makes me feel good still. But then I'm like why? Like, do I just not want to grow up? I like to work, I want to work. You can look at me and see everything I'm doing. Like, it's not like I'm just laying in a ball in my bed every morning. You're just laying in bed all day, every day, not doing shit, gaining weight. Like, I'm not doing that. I am working. I'm putting in a lot of fucking effort. But am I just like running from life? I don't know. I don't know. And again, you get these false senses of hope, or you don't know if they're false, and it's like, does anything mean anything? Like, oh, this was meant to be, oh, this happened for a reason. Did it, or did it just kind of happen? And is it just like our delusion that's like saying, oh, this is for a reason? I don't know. But all I know to do is to just keep going and adapt with what happens. Try not to be like psychotic. Like, the definition is what? It's like looking for a different result, doing the same thing. Something along those lines. So I'm trying not to do that. But yeah, I don't know. I think, again, the biggest thing I struggle with, I can be resilient, I am resilient. But like, is it just me being stupid? And that's the hardest part, I feel like. Because again, it's an ungrounded hope. And I've talked about it a long time ago, like, hope is dangerous. Yeah, hope is positive in that, like, oh, ooh, I'm hopeful. But what if it doesn't happen? What about when it doesn't happen? Now you just went on a high, right down to a low. And one thing I've been telling myself since the beginning of all this shit, with highs come lows, with lows come highs, with extreme highs come extreme lows, vice versa, all that shit. And it's true. I'll be in a high and I'm like, all right, when's the low coming? But then I'll be in a low and I'm like, all right, you know, all of life isn't like this. Just coaching yourself through life. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's the hardest part, is just, what am I believing in? You know? I don't know. I just know that I like doing this stuff. But maybe that's not enough. I don't really know. I think it helps inspire people. I mean, that's my hope. Inspiring, motivating, hopefully, maybe. I don't know. That's the point of the daily doodles. To get people to think, myself included. Maybe motivate, maybe inspire. I also just think those are fun too. I like those. But maybe just the fact that you like it and you think it might do something, maybe that's not enough. But then what is enough? Maybe things, I don't know, that's why I go back to I'm formulating plans in my head of like, this can't go on forever. Because this doesn't seem to really be doing much. So, I don't know. I can't live my life like this forever. But again, you're like, well, what's the price you have to pay to kind of build the life that you want? Is this it? And if that's the case, then yeah. But maybe the uncertainty is part, I mean, it has to be part of that price. But then that goes back to the delusion, excuse me, the delusion of like, who's to say this is the price for anything? Because when you say like, this is the price you pay to get the things you want, it makes it sound like it's almost predetermined in a way, or that it's like guaranteed, but it's not. And you're just doing things to just do them. Like, there's nothing, I mean, this depends on who you ask, but is there really anything that's like, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. Like some predisposed, like your destiny or something. Or is it just you like trying to justify what you're doing? Or are other people justifying what you're doing? I don't know. Like, oh, this is the price you pay to get the thing you want. Is it? Or are you just being stupid? Like, there's no grounding in anything. And in a world where we love control or some sort of grounding, it makes it pretty tough. Yeah, I don't know. I will say though, on Sunday, I was just in nature. I wasn't looking at my phone. Filmed one thing for my freaking pull-ups on the story, but other than that, wasn't looking at my phone or anything. Just in nature, by the water, listening to the sights and the sounds. That just feels right. And I think, to be honest, I just said everything I just said, but it was almost like that was meant to be, because then Monday, yesterday, was such a fucked up day, sort of, where like if I didn't have Sunday, I probably would have just like fucking went crazy. But I was very relaxed amidst what felt like just shit crumbling around you. So for that, I was like, thank the Lord. But yeah, I don't know, I'm gonna stop talking. But hopefully, I don't know, felt good for me to say.